These events happened in the days of King Xerxes, who reigned over 127 provinces, stretching from India to Ethiopia. At the time, Xerxes ruled his empire from his royal throne at the fortress of Susa. In the third year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and officers. He invited all the military officers of Persia and Media, as well as the princes and nobles of the provinces. The celebration lasted 180 days, a tremendous display of the opulent wealth of his empire and the pomp and splendor of his majesty. When it was all over, the king gave a banquet for all the people, from the greatest to the least, who were in the fortress of Susa. It lasted for 7 days and was held in the courtyard of the palace garden. The courtyard was beautifully decorated with white cotton curtains and blue hangings, which were fastened with white linen cord and purple ribbons to silver rings embedded in marble pillars. Gold and silver couches stood on mosaic pavement of porphyry, marble, mother of pearl, and other costly stones. The rings are served in gold goblets of many designs, and there was an abundance of royal wine, reflecting the king's generosity. By edict of the king, no limits were placed on the drinking, but the king had instructed all his palace officers to serve each man as much as he wanted. At the same time, King Vashti gave a banquet for the women in the royal palace of King Xerxes. On the 7th day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, he told the 7 eunuchs who attended him, Muhammad, Biztha, Harbona, Bigdar, Abagdar, Jettar, and Carcass, to bring Queen Vashti to him with the royal crown on her head. He wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze on her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. But when they conveyed the king's order to Queen Vashti, she refused to come. This made the king furious, and he burned with anger. The narrator first introduces King Ahasuerus, his empire, and the city. His difficult name is Ahasuerus in Hebrew, and Xerxes in Hella language, and he is better known in secular history than in the Bible. His empire, extending from the Indus River in Pakistan to the Upper Nile River in northern Sudan, consists of 127 provinces. He displays royal treasures, gives feasts, and reveals his prodigality for 6 months, but no one raises question about his greed. Most of his wealth is made up of conquest, taxes, and tribute. The author of Esther implicitly judges the king for strengthening his power by vividly expressing the king's luxury. There is no reason why women were invited or why King Vashti refused the king's orders. In fact, she had no right, so any excuse had not been accepted. Ahasuerus had a dream of conquering Greece that his father, King Darius, could not achieve. Earlier, King Darius invaded Greece in 419 BC and was greatly defeated in the marathon. 10 years later, in 418 BC, Ahasuerus decided to attack Greece again and mobilized 1.7 million soldiers from all of Persia. Hearing the news that the Persian army is going to invade, Greece needed time to reorganize the battle lines. And 300 is a film about Greek soldiers against the Persian army so that Greece could prepare for war. Eventually, in the Battle of Salamis, Persia was defeated by Greece, and Ahasuerus was killed by the secret fight of his concubines after being defeated in the Battle of Greece. Whether he was strong or weak, he didn't see God during his whole life. Finally, we see his vain life. May we focus our eyes on God and re-establish our faith strongly. Isn't there much realism of Esther's era in my mind or in our culture the same as in the Esther era? What are you doing to be prepared to meet God without being obsessed with the present?